Hello again, thanks for watching. I am the author Kay Robertson of Exposing Lesser Demons. This is the second coming of the supernatural, and in this last installment of the 33-year wrap-up, you are going to get reveals that even I can't believe that I am doing. I mean, it's like what people won't do for likes. So please like this video. And you know what else? If this video found you on August 23rd, it is my birthday, so give this video a like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm going to be back. Make sure you go check out Exposing Lesser Demons, which of course is linked in the description. And if you're going to miss me after this, and I know you are if you've been watching me for the last 3 parts of this series, you can still catch me daily on my Instagram stories. I am there 4 to 5 times a week, sometimes 6 or 7. So not only are you seeing my updates about the sequel, but on the weekends, on my days off where I don't have to write and then go to work, I may just share things that I'm interested in on Instagram, things that I follow and subscribe to. So get in touch with me there. If you want all of my socials, if you want everything that I'm doing, you can see me over at kayandrobertson.com. Of course, you can get the book wrapped version of Exposing Lesser Demons, but I also think I'm going to eventually add the paperback as well as the ebook on there. And I think I'm going to upload the failed attempt at the audiobook chapter 1. I think I might reveal the chapters on there of the audiobook redo that I just did in the studio with Swami the producer out of 804. I mean, how lucky am I to have him on this project? Did I deliver? I don't know. So if I didn't deliver, I'm probably gonna release what we've already worked on the site for a very like maybe free, maybe 99 cents, so that you guys can have that and I get something back from the money and time and effort that I put into it again. But if I decide to scrap if I do decide to continue the project, you can still watch kayandrobertson.com so you know when that's available. But speaking of other audios that will be soon available to the world, I have written lyrics to a song, a verse that was so fire that the person who was running the project was like, let me listen to my verse again because there's no way you're going to be better than me on my own project. So even though that project is coming and I can't really release or reveal that yet, the person who's running that project said you can leak a portion of it, and I have done so, and nobody knows that that was me because it was so fire. It sounds like me, and I put it on a video with my face after me speaking in the video right before, but I don't think anybody could believe that I was that fire. And even though 90% of this was a rap, the first portion of it was me singing. So maybe I will put that in this video, maybe I won't. But yeah, so in case I do, here is that montage. I hope you enjoy seeing the highlights of my 33rd year. Giving rich bitch. Hey. Okay. Hold your applause.
Shout out Peace Love Robbie. I appreciate you. If I see you, no, I definitely will see you. I'll see you in June.
Jaina was the most amazing witch that she could have ever been. Let this be your sign to support local art. Melody had a moment to show me what it means to be the musical director of a musical, which basically means she's conducting every single character, every single note for the entirety of the musical. Somebody randomly that she met in the street is talking about my book to her. My Uber driver is literally talking about your book. She said she was trying to make an event you had at some bookstore. She is literally on the way to buy it now.
From the late 90s to the early 2000s
Yeah? Let's go back a little bit further to right before I turned 33. I briefly dated this guy for like 5 months, and he was the one that got me into the studio in the first place, which led me to realize that not only am I a great singer and songwriter and book writer, but I also can write raps. I'm a fantastic rapper. My bars are stupid fire. Sorry about it, not sorry about it. But I also got in the studio, recorded a pop song that I buried, but maybe I'll play a clip here, maybe not, because somebody else owns that beat. I don't, so I probably won't share that, but I do, but I did get in the studio and record, or attempt to record, my audiobook, which would not have happened if I didn't date that guy, who then wrecked my heart. And following that, I changed my whole life. I moved, I changed jobs, I changed my fashion sense, and everything got dark for me. I wasn't eating, I lost a lot of weight in a very unhealthy way. So many things I could say negative, but on the other side of that, like, I did embrace my darkness, obviously, because I was in so much pain, and I didn't want to spread that pain out to other people. But I was like, I do need to find a way to express, and I didn't really do that. I just kind of like shut down, wore more chokers, and I'm still, as you can see, wearing chokers. But at this point, I don't feel like I'm in that darkness that I was in. I have recovered quite a bit. I have a deeper love for myself that I may have never found, because I was always in love with my lightness and my light side. But now, after that horrible breakup, I've also embraced my darkness, my dark side, and I've given myself permission to embrace both of those and become a more balanced individual, and see how I can go forward walking in a sort of balance between light and dark. I still obviously consider myself a person who is surrounded in light, who is surrounded in goodness, and who is altruistic and spiritual and as high vibrational as I possibly can be at any moment, but I don't try to hide or shame or bury that darkness, and then it allows me to see, like, I don't know if you understand or practice or even consider witchcraft at all, but there is a subsect of witches that are called Dianastic witches, and they serve the deity god Diana, or at very least embody her or embrace some of those aspects of that deity. They believe that it is okay to use gray magic or slightly darker magic if it is in the name of healing. They might practice darker practices than other types of light working witches because of some of the traumas that they have experienced, and they use it as a way to empower themselves, which can have this fine line of, is it healing or is it darkness? So a lot of people who are light workers would not dabble in anything gray or even dark leaning whatsoever, and yet this subsect of witchcraft is typically, you'll find people doing this sort of craft who have experienced social injustice, political injustice, or sexual assault, and they will use these practices to feel more empowered and to right some wrongs, or at least make themselves feel less of a victim. I am not saying that these are things that I have done or that I do, but I am saying that I have found a similar way of working with the most shadowy aspects of myself, to give them less power, if nothing else. I want to embrace that side by saying it's okay that you're angry, it's okay that you're hurt, it's okay that you carry a pain with you. You release it where you can, and where you cannot, stand on it. Let it make you taller. So I don't really know how to express that in words, but I do want to take a segment of time here to talk about the tarot card, in particular the High Priestess, and more about high priestesses. High priestess, being a high priestess, being a balance of your light and dark. I'm feeling called to speak on the story of Persephone being in the underworld, and how the world would go into a wintry state and everything would die and become cold and frozen and hard when she was away. But when she was able to come back and walk on this side of earth, she walked in her light. And this is how Greek mythology, I believe, describes how the seasons work, how we get the 4 different seasons. But Persephone was taken from her mother into the underworld to be the bride of Hades, and she did end up having a lover in that underworld, but Hades was the one that I believe took her there, and there is an implication of her being his victim or being sexually assaulted. And then when she comes back to walk on the light side of the world, the above world, when she gets to walk on the ground again, everything comes back. We get spring, and it lasts through summer, and there's life here on earth again. There are fruit, and there's fruitfulness. She has learned things through darker trials, but she is now coming back, and that leaving and coming and leaving and going, like coming and going again and again, is what gives her the ability to stay centered between her lightness and her darkness. And I still think of myself as very light leaning, but I do feel like my attire has gotten darker, if nothing else, which has an implication of, although I am this light being, I do have some darkness within the light. And I do think mostly I channel that through my fashion. But I do think that 33 being not only my life path number, but the year that I'm completing right now for myself, and also being deeply submerged in celibacy while I'm in the year 33 and completing the year 33, for me, I'm thinking of myself as the closest to a high priestess that I've ever been. I spent most of my life walking in lightness, being a light worker, trying to be that altruistic force of good that is common with life path 33 individuals. And then right before I turn 33, I deal with this heartbreak that leaves me in about 5 or 6 months of solid darkness before I turned 33 and really embraced the light and the dark. So I do feel like I am at the threshold, if you will, of being a high priestess. And the reason why I say if you will is because threshold is a word that might be used in describing the high priestess tarot card. And there are some significant reasons for talking about the High Priestess Tarot card that pertain to the sequel to Exposing Lesser Demons, but obviously I'm not sharing that right now. What I will share with you though, from Exposing Lesser Demons sequel, from the sequel to Exposing Lesser Demons, and it is huge, it is major, is your final character reveal. This is the last image of character reveals in this 3-night event. I promised you 2 from Exposing Lesser Demons, and this final is from the sequel. And I cannot believe I'm doing this because it is inarguably the most impactful character from the next book. Can I say that? I was about to say something else, but I'm not going to say it because that feels like, even though it's not a spoiler, it could make people imply spoilers later, if not now. So I'm just gonna stop talking about that and get more specifics on this character that I'm about to reveal to you. If you did not even read Exposing Lesser Demons, but you saw the back cover of Exposing Lesser Demons, then you know that our bad boy ex-boyfriend character Laz was kicked out of a magical Eden. And you could also know, if you read the first 2 chapters of Exposing Lesser Demons, which is available right now for free on Goodreads, you might be aware that within that magical Eden, people are obviously aware of magical abilities, unlike the rest of the world in Exposing Lesser Demons. The person who kicked Laz out of that magical Eden, and also is the front runner of that magical Eden, is the person that I'm about to reveal to you. And if you know in the comments, that just seems crazy, right? Like, just tell me your opinion in the comments. Is it insane that I'm doing this? And please know that it is too late, because by the time I've asked you to make a comment, I've already posted, obviously. But I think this is nuts. If you did read Exposing Lesser Demons, you probably also know that there's a direct quote. Actually, you probably read Exposing Lesser Demons and still didn't know that there's a direct quote in Exposing Lesser Demons from this character that is not mentioned by name, but is fully wrecking shop in the sequel. You probably know roughly about this person, but if you could guess the line in the comments, that would be crazy. Like, don't play with me, man. Like, timestamp this moment, guess the line, and don't break my heart by fast forwarding ahead and pretending you already knew, because that would be crazy. But somebody did. Oh my God. Okay. Again, on the note of the number 33 and wrapping up the year 33, my sister literally texted me one day and she was like, my Uber driver is talking about your book. How? I don't know. The universe is either at play or your girl is a local celebrity.
Oh, lab ass nigga. Local ass bitch.
I'm just saying. But that means that it's possible that somebody's watching this video who has read Exposing Lesser Demons and might have read it closely enough to know where this character spoke a line. And if you don't know, then I'm rambling on and on and on about something you know nothing about. So without further ado, the person who can kick you out of the magical Eden, the person who can control a magical Eden with a flick of a thumb, you will know her, you will love her, or you will love to hate her, the Madam. Laz had never been in someone's head as they died. After they died, of course, even before. But he was always gone before the great change was completed. This time he intended to stay and feel his failure, learn from it like all the others in his life. Focus on the states between life and death, he remembered being taught not long ago, so he did. Girl, tell me that little short reveal was not of epic proportions. You can't do it. Okay, so on that note, I really should get out of here. You've watched the whole video. You've seen all 3 parts. If you have made it this far and you've literally watched videos 1, 2, and 3, please go ahead and subscribe because you clearly are my friend. Just be my friend. Just stay forever. Subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when I am back. I think I know the next video I want to do, but I'm not certain. And so it's kind of like the Wild Wild West of will she post, won't she post. If you need more of me and you need it guaranteed, follow me at Peace Love Robbie over on Instagram, and you can see me up to 5, maybe more times in a week in my stories. If you love to love me on all platforms. If you can't find all my platforms, I'll give you 2 hints. 1, my name is probably at Peace Love Robbie on that platform. 2, you can go to knrobertson.com right now and find all of my platforms. And there will be more exclusive content on my website very soon. So thanks for watching. Leave some comments. I love you guys. Peace.
You might be surprised to know that Exposing Lesser Demons is available online with some of your favorite retailers. So give it a Google search right now. Or get the book wrapped copy, knrobertson.com.